Oswald Peraza with the New York Yankees. He's 22 years old. He was signed out of Venezuela in the 2016 international free agent period. Ross, will you do us the honors and kind of take us through some of the stats that Oswald has produced since 2017?
Okay. Peraza made his debut in 2017, slash 282 with a 381 OBP and a 368 slugging percentage, 0 home runs on that season. But demonstrated that he's a pretty decent hitter, stole 13 bases as well. Was in 258 plate appearances. 2018 rolls around. We're still looking at very limited power. I can't believe this guy's been around that long. Anyway, he hit 250 with a 333 OBP and a 321 slugging percentage. Only one home run. First career home run came this season, and he stole 8 bases. 2019, we start seeing a little bit of power development. We're still not talking about much, but slash line looks similar to the past couple seasons. 263 batting average, 332 on base percentage, 340 slugging percentage, 4 home runs on the year. So it's a step in the right direction, and 23 stolen bases. The speed is still there.
Yep.
Now his breakout finally comes in 2021, where he started at high A. He progressed up to double A and finished the season at triple A. He only got 31 plate appearances there, but he played a pretty full season, most of it at double A, as a 21-year-old. And he slashed 297, career high in batting average, 356, and slugged 477, by far the highest of his career. He hit 18 home runs that year and stole 38 bases. So that's a pretty big breakout season. And Peraza's name started creeping up the prospect lists at that point. Justifiably so, because I think while I'm a big proponent for taking in historical context for data, it's the power that typically develops late for prospects. So when you see a guy like Peraza who had 0 power and then he goes to hitting 18 bombs, that's notable, and I think it's a realistic change, and he validated that this year. This year, his season spent at AAA, batting average was down some, on base was down some. He hit 259 with a 329 on base percentage, but the power stayed there. Slugged 448 and hit 19 home runs, so set another career high in home runs and still stole 33 bases. He got a cup of coffee in the major leagues and performed pretty well there as well. Similar sort of story. He wasn't hitting with a lot of power. 1 home run. He did steal 2 bases as well and hit 306 in his debut, which was just 57 plate appearances.
Sure. I have some red flags going on with Peraza. When he first started out, granted rookie league and stuff like that, he was striking out and walking at a really good percentage. And then coming into 2021, man, the strikeouts popped and he's not walking as much. 2022, strikeouts really high, walks really low.
The power, is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, he's selling out.
Well, 2 thoughts on that. I mean, one, it's that ratio, unless you're making really positive strides advancing in your approach, that ratio is always going to get worse as you move up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And 2, for some guys, I think it's worthwhile to sell out for power. And I think Peraza is one of them. Because as the player he was his first few seasons, he wasn't going to be a major leaguer.
Yeah.
So maybe a worthwhile adjustment if so. But continue. Please continue.
With the power, the sellout strikeouts, the on base percentage dipping and stuff like that, he doesn't give a crap on the base paths. Man, he's going. He is fast, and he's fast for days. And I like fast for days.
Oswald Peraza comes out with a 50 scout grade equivalency for hit, 55 for power, and 60 for speed. Isn't that interesting? He has above major league average power, according to Scout the Statline.
It is growing very rapidly.
So they see him at peak hitting 19 home runs for 600 plate appearances, which is pretty notable, especially considering early in his career he was a zero power guy.
Yeah.
And stealing 27 bases. So that's not too bad. There are some red flags in there. The hitting is not great according to their peak projections. The strikeout rate is maybe not a concern, but it's a little elevated. And that has to be more of that selling out for power thing that you were talking about.
This guy's not for me. You guys do what you guys want to with this one. I'm walking away.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and of course visit our website, scoutthestatline.com for more.